Welcome back to the Worch Show. This is episode negative 12. I want to tell you a story. When I was younger, my father would always tell me to take control, to take action. What is it that you want to do today? What is it that you want to accomplish today that will help you get closer to your goals, your dreams, the life you want? So at a young age, it was instilled in me always to take control and to take action. It's in your hands. You're responsible for your outcomes, and it's up to you. The life you want, what you want to achieve. So I'm very thankful at a young age. That was drilled into me big time. Um, what I want to talk about today is that concept of having control in your life, taking control in your life, and the opposite of feeling that you're a victim and you don't have control in your life and things are just happening to you. Everything is aspiring against you. Nothing is your fault. You're not responsible for anything. And what's the best way to operate? What's the best way to accomplish what you're trying to do? I remember back in college, I read about Julian Roeder. In 1966, Julian discovered or founded this concept called locus of control. And effectively, what locus of control is, it's the extent you feel you have control over the important events in your life, things that dramatically impact your life. What extent do you feel that you have control over those? That's called the locus of control. It's broken down into two parts. There's internal and external. Internal locus of control, people, they believe that they're in control. They're responsible for their own actions. And external, you guessed it, it's the blame game. It's the blame external forces for circumstances. So let's kind of break down and unpack a little bit internal locus of control. That is very much like we've all seen that type of people. They take accountability for everything. Anything that happens, they think it's their fault. So, for example, let's say someone goes in, they take a test, and they get a really bad grade. They fail it. Someone with an internal locus of control would say something along the lines of, well, I didn't study hard enough. I didn't put in enough time. I was really slacking. If I would have studied more, I would have got a better grade. They really feel like they have control over the outcome. Whereas external locus of control, someone who thinks there's things outside of them that impact their results, they would say something like, well, the test wasn't fair. I didn't like the questions that the professor had, things like that. Anything outside of them, they would basically be blaming it. And for me, that's playing the absolute blame game, and they're not taking responsibility for getting a bad grade. I myself, I've always been internal. Like I said, my dad really instilled in me at a young age, you have control over everything that you do. So anytime I didn't play well, whether it was in ice hockey and I had a bad game, I would just be so hard on myself at the end of the game. I remember I would be so mad at myself. I should have scored. If I only would have done this instead of this. Even to this day, in my relationship, I'm always focusing on what could I have done better. This happening is my responsibility. So for me, I found it's a lot better for me to live a life of knowing that I have control, or at least feeling I have control over an outcome, instead of just leaving things up to chance. Um, you know, Previously, there were definitely times in my life when I was more of an external, and I would feel like, things are not my fault, and just having a victim mentality and blaming things on other people, blaming things on circumstances. But I don't see the upside in that. I don't see any benefits in having an external locus of control. And my understanding is this is something that we can control. Pay attention to your habits, pay attention to your behaviors, and kind of analyze, are you internal? Are you external? And would you be better off being internal and then having more autonomy over your life, having more control over your life, over the decisions that you make. If you're running your own business, do you constantly want to be making excuses that sales are down, we're not having a good year, we're not making money because of the market's crashing, the market this, my customers are cheap, constantly blaming on everything else? Or do you think your business would be better served internally saying, okay, what do I need to do? What do I need to adjust? What can be done? What's in my control? What do I need to tweak? Do I need to raise the prices? What am I missing? What can I do? I really feel like having internal locus of control, there's just much more options, and you have a much better alternative than an external locus of control. That's really all I have to say about locus of control. I'm curious, comment below. Are you an internal or an external? Are you an innie or an outie? And why? And do you want to be an innie and outie? Do you want to be internal or do you want to be external? Pros and cons. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. As always, thanks for watching. This is episode -12 of the Mark Worch Show. See you next time.